Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
All righty. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Just Minding My Business podcast. We appreciate you being here. Just wanted to take a minute to say, have you thought about broadening your scope of exposure beyond the interview? If not, we can tell you how. Give us a call at email us, I should say, at jmmbradio@gmail.com. I'm so excited about my guest today. I can't even get this up. So, without further ado, I want to welcome Rebekah Arrigoni, who is the CEO of Loti, an AI company based in Seattle, specializing in using face recognition to find and remove non-consensual intimate images and videos from the internet. In short, her company is dedicated to helping people regain their privacy online. Rebekah has demonstrated a history of success in e-commerce, digital marketing, and operations, having helped launch large-scale AI projects for some of the top brands in the world, such as Getty, UPS, AT&T, and others. Welcome, Rebekah. I am so excited about this conversation because our lives is an open book.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So tell us how you support these companies in getting more privacy.
Yeah, absolutely. So we really are focusing more on the individuals and even people who are doing, adult content creation. Essentially what we're doing is people can come to our site, they'll upload a profile image of their face. We'll run that through our system using facial recognition and then serve those users with the results that we found. We have millions and millions of assets that we have and that people have essentially access to. And so we'll serve them their results. We have about a 98% positive rate. And so when people see this, they basically are able to use the DMCA law to get these taken down then. A lot of the times people don't even know that they have images or videos out on the internet. People think, oh, I've had a fantastic relationship. My ex would never do this. Or I have friends and no one would ever post pictures or videos of me. But the majority of the images and videos that we come across are actually from hackers or from hidden videos.
Wow. That's very, very, very interesting, because back in the day, we didn't have all these issues. You had the Polaroid camera, and that was the end of it.
Absolutely. And most of the demographic that we found, so there are about 10 million people in the United States alone that are affected by image abuse or, colloquially known as revenge porn. So saying we have about 10 million, there are about 10 million people who are victims of revenge porn, each year. And there aren't a lot of, most of the demographic that we're finding is between the ages of about 18 to 35. And that's, those are the users those are the people that are affected the most by this.
Okay. So how would one kind of find themselves in that situation to begin with?
As like I was saying, it's not, it really can be anyone. It's a lot of the images and videos that are posted on the internet can be from hidden cameras or from hackers. We know that in the United States, there's about 1 in 3 women are victims of sexual assault. Sometimes those are actually videoed or photographed. And we do have, images of those too that are able to get taken down. We do work with a psychologist. We're trying to be as, we don't want to re-traumatize our users, especially if it isn't a case like that. So we do work with a psychologist on staff. She makes sure we go through the entire onboarding, the entire process, so that the users essentially have total control over the process. They're never served images or videos without having consent first, and they're able to leave and come back in the process at any time.
Yes. So how would somebody even know to contact you? Because like you said, a lot of times people don't even know that these videos exist.
Right. So our initial search is actually free. I really do, even if, people think they don't have anything out there. I really do encourage people just to do an initial search. If people go to the website, goloti.com, they can go to the initial onboarding process. We will tell them if we have found any images or videos of them. They then have the option of signing up, being able to remove those or go through our process to get them removed from the websites that are hosting them. And if there aren't any images or videos, that's fantastic. We do have another option where we'll just essentially keep that one profile picture, and then we can alert people if we do ever find anything in our searches that we do.
Okay, so that's really a scary thing.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because I mean, the internet can be an awesome place, but at the same time, there's so many people maliciously using it to just hurt people, and it's a mess. So I'm just trying to wrap my head, because now you're making me think a little bit more about, that could happen to me. It can happen to anybody.
It really can.
Especially, somebody that, that's on social media a lot, has a heavy presence on the internet.
Yeah.
That is really a scary thought.
It is. And we are noticing an increase, of course, in AI generated like deep fakes. There is actually an article that just came out. There is like a Twitch streamer that is actually a victim of having a deep fake. I think it's QT Cinderella. And somebody had made a deep fake of them in like a pornographic context. And and with the Loti system, we are able to like at least find those, that infringement and be able to get that taken down. But it is just rampant. There's so much technology, and, people have access to video cameras and phones, and there really is, it makes it easy for people to post, this content.
So working with companies like AT&T and UPS, how do they utilize your service?
So they don't utilize Loti, but we have, I ran operations for another AI company in the past, and we did do a lot of machine learning work with them. Loti was kind of born out of, because we were doing some facial recognition with another client, and we were thinking like, okay, how else can we use this technology? And the idea of Loti was born. In college, I was a victim of sexual assault, and that, I didn't know if it was videotaped. I don't know if pictures were taken, and that sits with you. Like that doesn't really go away. And so when we thought of Loti, and we, kicked it up, and I absolutely ran my image through our system. And the relief that I felt when I didn't find any videos, I didn't find any images, it really reaffirmed what we're doing. And I want other people to be able to have that same relief, or heaven forbid they do find images or videos, to be able to get them taken down quickly.
Yes, absolutely. That is so beautiful of you to even think about doing something like that, because most people don't even think about that.
Absolutely.
They don't even think about it. They, and like you said, if you've gone through a traumatic experience, you pretty much focus on that experience, not is it going to be posted on the internet? Is it going to be this place? Your mind is going through what happened to you.
Absolutely. We are starting to partner with some nonprofits that do help victims of sexual assault. We want to make sure that Loti gets into the hands of people that do need it and that it's free for them. We try to make it as, cost effective as possible. We do the amount of data that we have to process, and it's the servers that we have. It is really expensive, but we do want to make sure that it's cost effective for people and that it's in the hands of people that really do need it.
That's wonderful. Wow. I'm just blown away right now, because now I've got something else to think about.
Yeah. On the flip side of it, though, too, I know that, a lot of this is kind of a dark conversation talking about like image abuse, and we do really want to like offer a sense of hope that people can like have, be able to reclaim, what happened to them, this abuse, being like, nope, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take down my stuff. I'm going to take back my autonomy. And also with, as far as like adult content creators, Loti has been a fantastic service for them too, because a lot of times, especially if they're on, their private adult sites posting content for like their patrons, sometimes people will film that and then upload it to free sites. That causes the content creators to essentially lose out on income because content's just being spread. So we're also able to help content creators be able to find those leaked images and videos and get that taken down. So all of their content is staying on their one private site.
Yes, that's amazing. And that's important too. As a person that's in the digital world, I would definitely be concerned about that.
Right, absolutely.
In terms of if I'm creating something for my customer and then I see it somewhere else that I didn't put it.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Yes, I will be definitely quite upset. And just for clarity purposes, artificial intelligence. And we talk about, just kind of define what it is for our audience.
Yeah, artificial intelligence is essentially just a fancy word saying we're teaching machine to learn behaviors. So in this case, we're doing facial recognition. So we essentially taught our computers to look at data points like within the face. So everyone has a unique face. And then our system is able to match those unique data points to the ones that we have in our system. And then show our users the results. So that's how we're applying artificial intelligence or machine learning in this case. There are many different forms of machine learning. There's like natural language processing, which, people can, it's like Siri or AMP or Alexa. That's essentially natural language processing. It's a machine taking in, what the human is saying and then applying it to the correct solution. And it is always changing. There's a lot of like ethics around machine learning that I think is a really important people to talk about. There was a recent article with Madison Square. There was a lawyer that was actually just essentially kicked out because she works for a firm that is currently doing litigation. And Madison Square Garden was using facial recognition, was able to see her, and then they removed her. And the Attorney General of New York City was saying that, this is an infringement on civil rights. Like, this is discrimination. This is going to inhibit people, from taking on cases because especially if they're facing retribution. And so there's a lot of like talk around, what is ethical when it comes to machine learning and facial recognition specifically. I'm very much in the camp that there needs to be consent. I don't believe that law enforcement should use it. I don't believe that companies should be able to just like use it for the general public. It really does go against the ethos of Loti to use facial recognition without consent.
Yes,
and the faces of our company. So I think that there needs to be, it's that. I think it's a fantastic tool if people are saying it's okay to use their biometric data.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because that was going to be my next question about the legal side of it. It's ethical, and there's going to end up having to be some type of legislation in place.
Yeah.
And because it's getting out of control already.
It is. And there isn't really any regulation right now federally. Federally, we have the DMCA law. And the reason we're able to get these non-consensual intimate images and videos removed is because it essentially falls under like an unauthorized model. People did not give consent for their image or likeness to be posted on the internet. Mm-hmm. And so they're able to invoke this Digital Millennium Copyright Act. But it doesn't specifically address image abuse or revenge porn. There are most of the states, I think like 48 states do have laws addressing image abuse. But then you get into territory of like deep fakes. And I think there might be like a couple of states that are addressing deep fakes right now, and how that's playing into, image abuse. But I think that, with all the technology that we have, there's definitely going to need to be regulation and voices and a bit more litigation, specifically from the people who are knowledgeable about this space.
Yes, and also from the victims of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And bringing a coalition together, they're going to have to do something. We can already see it's going to be a problem. It's just like any technology. People will find a way to misuse it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to me, one of the things I believe when you're developing certain technologies, you've got to think on both sides of the spectrum. You can't, a lot of times developers think about the benefits, which are huge, but absolutely. You also have to think about how can this be misused?
Definitely. And that is something that we thought about, because our system absolutely could have the potential to be abused, but we did put stops in place. So users are not able to upload photos of multiple people. It has to be one account, one image, or, one likeness, I should say. And accounts are essentially flagged if it's too many different people. We don't want there to be abuse with our system. So we're making sure that there are stop gaps in place for that.
Yes, because that's one of the things. I've been in the IT business for over 30 years now. And one of the things was when I was working with software with users and things like that, we got to figure out how to break this, because you need to know the vulnerabilities that's associated with that software. So it's not just looking at, oh, it does this, it does that. But what happens if somebody does something wrong? What are the effects of that? Yep,
absolutely. That definitely has to play into it. There are quite a few nonprofits, specifically for like machine learning, AI, and facial recognition that do exist, that do address ethics. And there are some companies that can sign up with them to essentially say, yes, we are going to use this in an ethical way, and here are the ways that we're doing it. I definitely want to see those nonprofits be able to have more of a voice when it comes to the litigation and creating laws surrounding this.
Yes, technology. I can already see you're going to be at the forefront.
We do actually have, so in Washington, there actually is a state representative that's pushing for specific laws addressing image abuse. And we've been reaching out to them to try and see if there's any way that we can help also.
That's good. That's good, because we're going to definitely need more people like you, making sure that this technology doesn't infringe on people's privacy.
Absolutely.
Now it's just, you just never know when you're going to turn up on a video. Everybody is videoing everything all the time. And it's just amazing. You just don't know.
Right. Absolutely.
You just don't know. So I know you talked about nonprofits as being your target audience, but what other types of people or companies would your company serve?
So we don't, so we specifically do not address anything underage, mainly because we are not knowledgeable in that space. It's not something that I want to address because it's so sensitive. And there are already people in that space that are, they've been in this space for so long and they're so knowledgeable. So we are providing some of our data sets, at least to these companies, to be able to train for themselves, to help improve their own process so that they can, keep on with their initiatives with this. And then, so really our focus is to be able to help nonprofits free of charge, of course, because it really just goes against our ethos to charge companies for that. But then we do offer it, of course, to individuals and then our content creators.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll probably be reaching out.
Yeah.
Because I'm a content creator. This is amazing. This is amazing because AI is I've been doing, my own little research, bringing some things into my company. And I'm very leery about the facial stuff because I'd rather use like a cartoon or some kind of animated type image as opposed to using a real face, because like you said, I don't know if that's going to end up getting hacked,
right,
or what. And then you're talking about if that's somebody's face and they didn't want their face used, then it could be litigation. It just could get really, really ugly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could get really ugly. So anybody out there that's a creator, you probably definitely want to connect with Rebekah, because if you're going to be moving into that area, you want to know what you're up against.
Definitely.
Up front. You definitely want to know. So again, Rebekah, the name of your company, how can people get in touch with you if they want to work with you?
Absolutely. So if people are interested in this service, again, the first search is free. So I really do encourage people to at least just do that initial search, even if you don't want to sign up. But you can do that at goloti.com. That's GOLOTI.com. And if you're looking to personally connect with me, I am on LinkedIn. I check it frequently and I have messages open. So I really do encourage people to chat with me. I'm here. So.
Yes, I am just honored to meet you. And
thank you. You too.
There's not many women that I've met in this space.
Yeah.
So I'm honored that you even took the initiative to go there. And why did you? Let me just ask. What's your motivation?
Honestly, I saw the opportunity, and I just wanted to do it. And it has been hard. I feel like, especially as women, I feel like we end up juggling just so many more roles. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I have a dog. I have a business. And then on top of it, there's, I have to make sure that I'm okay and I'm doing well. It is a lot to juggle. There was a learning curve, especially doing operations and then transitioning to essentially just running an entire company. Really figuring out how to delegate a bit more, how to kind of just trust people to be able to take care of things, but also to make sure that my presence is there. I've definitely come across, I don't even think people really realize it, how they just diminish a woman's opinion. And so I definitely have a much louder voice, and I am much more, I guess, vocal about my wants and my needs. And I'm definitely making it work. And I think it's really important for future generations to see women in positions like this and being able to, handle a CEO role and still take care of themselves.
Absolutely. Because you're paving the way for the next generation, because especially in this industry, I've been in the IT business, like I said, for over 30 years. And when I first started, it was only men.
Oh,
I
definitely.
work with 90% was men. You might have saw one other female in the industry. And I was never treated as an equal.
Yeah.
Even though we working side by side.
Yeah.
So it's good to see women making a louder noise in the technology space. You know, I just feel like it's definitely needed because we think a little bit differently than our male counterparts. And because of that, we sort of see things sometimes that they don't see.
Right.
Because we think a little more outside of the box for the reason we always juggling with kids, you know, family, husbands, you know, and the duties that come along with that.
Yeah, absolutely. The multiple hats.
Yeah. So we understand. We just have a knack for it naturally of being able to manage different roles.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow. So thank you so much, Rebekah. I am so honored to meet you.
Thank you.
I am definitely interested in learning more about what you do and staying in contact in terms of how you're serving the nonprofit arena, as you know, because this is going to be huge for them, because there's so many nonprofits that deal with sexual assault, all kinds of different things, narcissism, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. And this is a part of that.
Yes, absolutely.
This is definitely a part of that. And, you know, because I know someone that, you know, basically their home was tapped, you know, internet, all of these different things. And now we have the face recognition. That's just something else to add to the pile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we definitely need people like you who are ahead of the game to be a part of making sure that it's safe.
Definitely happy to contribute.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Rebekah. We appreciate you. And one more time, just let everybody know how to reach you.
Yeah, so you can check out Loti at goloti.com, GOLOTI.com, and Rebekah Arrigoni, you can just find me on LinkedIn.
Okay. All right. It was a pleasure. Looking forward to more collaborations.
Definitely.
And we will definitely do this again.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.